All right, guys, I wanted to go over something here because I'm seeing a lot of videos going around kind of spreading information that is not entirely accurate, and I'm going to tell you why. But it involves this screen here, which is the TikTok data clearing you can do. To get to this, you're going to go to Profile, tap the three lines, the hamburger, if you will. You go to Settings and Privacy, and then it's going to be Free Up Space. This is on Android. I think it's similar on other devices, but this lets you clear, as you can see, your cache, your downloads. Downloads are any videos or effects you've downloaded locally to your phone to use, and then drafts. As you can see, I've got some waiting in the bank, and it'll tell you how much data it's using up. This will work to clear that data, but what I wanted to spell is this does not delete any data that TikTok has on you. Any video is telling you that if you hit that clear cache button, it's going to wipe the data that TikTok has on you. That is not how online platforms work. That is not how technology works. All you're clearing is the local cache data to your phone is all you're doing. The data that TikTok has on you, they have. You're not clearing that. This is not accessing server data. This is accessing local phone data. And I see a lot of people meaning well and posting videos, but as an IT professional with an IT background, this would be the same as saying if you clear the cookies in your web browser, you delete all the data that every institution has on you from harvesting data. That is not true. It does not happen that way. The only thing this affects, clearing the cache, the only thing that's going to do for you is if you've watched a lot of TikTok and your device starts having a problem playing back videos, like there's no Wi-Fi issues or connectivity issues, but your videos are skipping, or maybe it's playing the first few seconds and it's not working, or the app is not responding, most likely you've used up enough storage on your phone that it's having a problem gathering local data. A cache is where frequently used items are stored for quick retrieval so it can load faster on the next go. Think overlays, the buttons you see in the app, all of that is cached locally, but clearing that doesn't change how you interact with those buttons. For example, if you clear the cache, it doesn't stop your ability to like videos. It doesn't work that way at all. More so, if you're having a problem where you're trying to like videos and it's just not working, most likely the function that's cached with those graphics that allow you to hit that like button and for it to make a change, it's not able to retrieve that data, so it's causing issues. So clearing your cache can make a huge difference. Now, it's going to vary, based on your phone, how old it is. Older phones are probably not going to function very well if they have 4.8 gigs worth of data, or as you can see, they're 839 megs worth of data in the active cache. Because each of these are separate. For example, drafts may or may not cause a problem. I'm not entirely sure on this portion, but I think when you load the TikTok app, it has to read the directory where the drafts are to verify they're still there. So that could slow down the app loading up. Downloads is going to be more so videos you've decided to keep and you're going to maybe send to friends off platform. I do that. That's why those are there. I have a few videos I'm going to send friends who don't use TikTok, but I still want them to see the content. Or maybe I'm going to use those for a stitch. Caching may also involve, again, I'm not entirely sure all that the cache clears. I know it's what its basic uses, but it may also include temporary data for when you make videos with stitched content. So that may be something that's in there as well. But to reiterate, if you hit the clear cache option on your phone, you are not deleting any data from TikTok servers. You're not removing any stored data, any personal details. That is not how the cache works on any platform anywhere. The data they have on their servers, you do not have access to unless they want you to. And in this case, for private data, you don't have access to that anymore. They have it, it's theirs. So just a PSA to put that out there for people trying to spout as some kind of privacy fix. That is not the case. That is not going to work, and it doesn't do that at all. All the tracking data they have on you for ads is still there. They're still going to deliver to you ads based on what data they have on you. So even if you go through the steps of disabling targeted advertisement, they're going to use what data they have. And just because they're not storing data, and this is probably content for another video, does not mean they can't serve you targeted ads. We have very little control over what we can do to control what they push to us and what data they get from us. So yes, there are some buttons here that let you do things, but not what you think. And same with the other privacy settings. It is a very thinly veiled, here you go, clear your data. It doesn't actually do much for you. So if you have any questions on these guys, let me know. But it's very important you understand this about your privacy, that you're not actually doing anything here for your privacy.